Let's go. So check it out. There's often times where I go to an event and I think to myself, that's the best they've ever done it, right? And EXP certainly delivered this year, 2024, and there was so many little things that you could have been a breakout here, or you could have been watching the general session. They made so many announcements that I was like, we've got to get together and really kind of showcase all the cool things EXP came out with and over those last few days over in Miami. Because it just was so many. And so from so many different angles, from international to commercial to residential, icons, caps, and new tools and resources we have at our disposal, it really kind of accentuates how we're going to get to 250,000 agents the next few years because of the vision of guys like Leo and Glenn Sanford and all the people behind the scenes. In fact, before we talk about anything that EXP did, I want to give a big shout out to the EXP behind the scenes support. Now, most of you guys know there's this button. I call it the whale button. If you ever open up your EXP app, on the very, very first page of your EXP app. So some of you guys right now are going to pull out your EXP app because you don't believe that there's actually this whale button, right? And there's a button and it's blue and there's not a picture of a whale on it, but there should be. And what that does is it allows you to go to your state director, talk to them, and game plan who you're looking to invite to the EXP opportunity, right? And for so many people, EXP has changed their lives, but we're just getting started. This is the beginning of the next evolution, which we're calling EXP 2.0. And by the way, the new rev share program is ridiculous. This is making so many people incredible opportunities. The new benefits with the way they were kind of explaining to me the trajectory of the EXP stock growth plan over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, putting agents in a position to be able to have an asset that they can use to subsidize some of their retirement just was incredible. The perspectives from NLP trainings and things of that nature. So I'm going to talk about a couple of them, but if you were there and you want to just put your hand up and say, hey, listen, I want to jump aboard. I heard this where today we're going to just brag about all the cool things I had at EXPCon and kind of to share some stories because I'm sure I missed out on a couple of them too. One of them that I thought was pretty cool, and it's funny, it was said on the first day, and it was said like, oh, by the way, we added this one thing. And it was so quick, I was like, wait, we did that? I literally charged to my person next to me, I was like, did I hear that right? So starting December 1st, all agents will now have Canva Gold. Canva Pro, which the reason why that's so cool is if you're actually looking to integrate next year using AI, having ChatGPT plugged into your Canva Pro is going to be a game changer, right? Literally sitting on your phone, open up your ChatGPT app, and after you get your plug-in to your Canva Pro, which all agents at EXP will have as one of their added benefits, we'll be able to say, hey, I'd love to make a flyer for 124 Mockingbird. It's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath. By the way, ChatGPT can just look all that stuff up anyway, so I don't really tell it much about that. But I want the flyer to be, about the fall. I want the house to kind of have a fall feeling, and just talk to your ChatGPT, and then boom, 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 boom. You've got Canva Pro working on building you a nice, beautiful flyer that you can actually now plug it into your next AI and send it to your KV Core or whatever you're using to send out emails out to your base. It's incredible how forward looking they're looking and say, okay, if we're going to continue to be the #1 real estate company in the world, we're going to have really great tools. And that was said the first day, and I was like, oh man, that's ridiculous. And it was funny because I actually hadn't been paying for Canva Pro, so I've been trying to be cheap and trying to use like the basic Canva tools and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to explode that portion in there. But I don't want to dominate this meeting. If there was something that you heard at EXP, I'm here to add some flavors, some styles on how we can use this to get to that next level. If there was something you heard at EXPCon or you felt was like, holy mackerel, that's going to propel us to the next level, what was it for you? What was the one thing you heard at EXPCon that was like, holy mackerel, we're going to the next level? And you can just unmic yourself. I don't care about raising hands. It can be a complete cluster of amazing things that we share. If not, I'm going to keep going because I've got like a list of stuff that I thought was amazing at EXPCon. So if somebody wants to jump in, jump in.
I'll jump in there real quick.
Okay.
I was, it's funny, I was riding back home with Michael Collier, and, I looked at him and I was like, you know what, man, like, I go to these events and I come back being proud of being part of this company, right? Because of how forward thinking it is. Like I think a little bit different. You know, obviously, you guys know that Gil and I are business partners, and we're running a business, right? So like when I look at what's going on with EXP, I'm looking at it from the lens of a CEO, right? Like, what are you guys doing to innovate for the future so we stay on top, right? And so to see all the things that came out, to see how forward thinking we are, and even, you know, I won't ruin, somebody's going to talk about rev share, so I'm going to let that roll. But just the fact that during times when real estate gets tough, here we are with a company that's trying to put money back in our pocket, right? And not only that is doing that during these times, but is in a position to do that. And you should feel very good about being a part of this company. But man, so many things happened that week, Gil. You know, guys, I'll be honest with you. You know, this is, I had another like kind of Tony Robbins moment where I had never actually read any of his books or gone to an event, and then I finally see them live, and I'm like, I get why this guy's special. And to me, the first day Jesse Itzler gets on there, right? And I've heard of this man. I know he's done some great things, but he put on a show, like literally a show. Brought a DJ on, had the whole show. But one thing that got me was, man, this guy's really just pushed the envelope on life, and he was just really, you know, stressing that there is no time to wait, guys. Like life is happening now. When you have a chance to do something special in your business, when you have a chance to do something special with your family, when you have a chance to do these things, do not waste 1 second doing it. But I will say the one takeaway from his speech for those of you who remember, so these guys run these very extreme races, like 100-mile races. And this guy was training with a Navy SEAL, and the Navy SEAL said something to start training him. And it was like, you know, in these times when you get in these points where your body wants to break down and you're in like complete pain, he goes, don't give your pain a voice. He said, do not give your pain a voice. In other words, that thing that you want to repeat in your mind about how much it hurts and all that stuff, he's like, quiet that down. And he gave that example when they were running that 100-mile race, and literally he was like 75 miles in and he was just broken. And this Navy SEAL guy runs up next to him and says, you know what the thing is, man? I never get tired. And he's like, dude, I don't want to hear your stuff right now. Like, I'm like literally broke. I've been 75 miles in. I'm about to quit. And this guy's, no. I need you to say it. I need you to say, I never get tired. Right. And then he goes to the station, the little break station, and goes to the people who are running the race and walks in and says, you know what the funny thing is? Me and this guy never get tired. And literally for the next 25 miles until the 100-mile mark, they just kept repeating that to themselves. I never get tired. I never get tired. I never get tired. And it was just like, it was so cool to hear that, Gil, and just to kind of have that moment. It's like, you know what? I've said that to myself all week. Do not give your pain a voice. You know, do not give the pain a voice. Couple other things that I want to highlight for you guys that are actually practical for EXP. So number one is you go to these events to meet certain people, right? And you don't know that one connection can change the trajectory. But it was funny because I went in there with an intention to find 1 to 3 agents from Atlanta for a project that I'm working on. I tell you guys, literally the first night when they had the party, a young lady approaches me, pretends she knows me as a joke because he read my name tag. And so we laugh for a second. And I'm like, where are you from? She's like, Atlanta. And I was like, oh, awesome. I was like, do you work with investors? Are you investor friendly? Because that was my requirement. She's like, absolutely. I work with investors. And by the way, these 2 ladies do too. And they're from Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, just got my 3 people.
There
Like
it is.
first night, got them, like done. Check that off the list. But one other thing, and I'll leave it to somebody else is, so I've always said this, Gil, we own an incredible brand called Success. Like we actually own this Success magazine. We own the Success brand. And I personally think it's probably one of our most underused assets that one day we're truly going to leverage, because that is actually a worldwide magazine. So some people think it's just like an internal magazine that we get. Like people have been reading this for a century. Like they love the content from this and stuff like that. And Amy Somerville is doing some amazing things with that. But look for an email that says Success Plus. Okay. Success Plus is now, EXP is now giving every single agent, not only you getting the magazine in the mail, you already know that. You're going to get all the digital issues. You're going to get like all the courses that they put on here, and these are called courses from guys like Jim Rohn and all these big personal development, you're going to get it all for free. And a lot of you guys might not even know that we bought the rights to Jim Rohn. So Jim Rohn was the mentor for Tony Robbins, and we own everything. It's like his voice, everything. And they're in the we have a Jim Rohn chat that you can talk directly to Jim Rohn, but they're going to be making a voice one, so you can actually talk back and forth with Jim Rohn, and Jim Rohn's voice will be talking back to you, telling you if you have problems in your business, you ask Jim Rohn. You want to, when you're having problems motivating your team, you ask Jim Rohn, right? So we get all that. So if you look in your email, it'll say Success Plus. Go in there, click on there, and then just request a link to be sent to you, and you'll have access to it. They're going to make you onboard and fill out a DISC profile, so they can curate the information that you want just for your Success Plus. So this is another thing that probably didn't get talked about because it was late on the third day or whatever the event, but I thought it was pretty cool, Gil.
No. You know me. I love me some Jim Rohn. So the idea of being like, hey Jim, I'm really thinking about building my team, and just like talking to him like a real person and hearing his voice and his style. I can't even mimic him. He's just like one of the all-time greats for me. And getting like some coaching directly, like that's a priceless opportunity. And you can only do that if you are the #1 real estate company in the world, right? And we're just getting started. For those of you guys who are interested or are interested in attracting agents with our rev share model, that rev share model just got ridiculous with the Icon program. Veronica, do you want to touch on the Icon program with the rev share model? I think actually Veronica's frozen.
I can get on it. I can get on it.
All right,
like I said, all right. With the rev share, there's two. Well, let's start off with the capping first.
Yeah, let's start with the cappers. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. For the next 13 months, starting November 1st, which was Friday, starting as of November 1st, anyone that caps within 13 months of November 1st, their level 4 and their level 5 in their rev share are automatically covered by EXP. What does that mean? Basically, if you have your first 3 levels open, you're automatically going to have your 4th and your 5th level open for the next 13 months. So what happens? Think about this. If you're making $2,000 or $3,000 a month in rev share, that can nearly double right now because you're going to have 2 more levels open. Depends how many people you have on there. So that's amazing coming up in the next 13 months. That's for the mentorship. Now, I'm sorry, for the cappers. Now, for the Icon is amazing. For you Iconers that are about to hit Icon in the next 13 months, you have all your 7 levels open for the next 13 months. All of them. Every one of them. So that means if you're bringing in 8 and 9, you're going to bring in double that almost right now for the next 13 months. This is your opportunity. What other company is doing this for you? Think about this, guys. They're giving back some of their profits for us to succeed and continue growing as a company, but also as shareholders within this company. Which to me, that's showing me why I'm here right now with this company. It just opens your eyes to so many things to understand how you can actually. Gil touched on it. How you can use this extra cash to either build some financial wealth, go out and buy some more properties, or do whatever you want to do with it. But now you can leverage more than what you were expecting every single month for the next 13 months. And honestly, between me, I think this is a trial basis. I think if this continue, I think Lil's going to continue with it. Honestly, yeah. I think they're trying this out. And I think if it's going to be successful, what they're trying to do is basically encourage more cappers and encourage more Iconers in the next 13 months. Can this happen? Absolutely. Think about it. We're about to go through a serious change in our industry in the next couple months. It's our opportunity to grow within our industry. You're going to see a lot of people that were basically deferments in their loans. All this stuff is about to pop up right now in the next 4 or 5 months. Yeah. So, and another thing,
what a great recruitment, True Josue, too, right?
Absolutely.
Now you're talking to a top producing agent that does 30, 35 deals a year plus, and saying, get in right now. You get in right
Absolutely.
now. Bring your team over. Bring your brokerage over. Whatever the case may be, you're going to get all your levels over.
Oh, it's amazing.
Yeah. And that's the first thing I was thinking about. If you're on this call and you're like, dude, that sounds cool, but you're talking about 7 levels. I got 1 level. I got 0 levels. This is why this is most importantly for people who've got 0 or 1, right? So if you don't have a big organization, this allows you to have a conversation with someone like me, who's a different company, who's got a big organization and things of that nature, and basically allows them to say, you know what, if you are a producing agent, you don't have to worry about FLQAs. That thing went away, right? If you're an icon agent, anybody you bring in up to 7 levels, you're going to get paid the full plus benefits, right? And I say full plus because EXP now has the bonus portion in the rev share. So anything that's unpaid out to anybody. You ever wonder like what happens to if somebody leaves inside a sponsorship level, stuff like that? Where does that money go? Well, EXP has made a commitment that 50% of all revenue they collect, right? 50% of all revenue that they collect will be going back to agents who have recruited back to the company, right? So anytime there's extra, that gets put in the bonus and split on all agents. So 100% of that commitment is being spread out to the agents, and there is no company that could potentially even do anything close to something like that. So I'm super proud of that. So you don't have any agents right now. If you bring somebody over and they said like, well, I don't want to be a recruiter, I don't want to worry about FLQAs, we'll just solve that problem. Now they can bring their team, their producing team, and they're going to get paid on anybody they bring in, and that's how you start. It's just one button. And that button, again, is the whale button. I named it the whale button. There's no whale on there. I'm going to ask them to put a whale on there. But if you open up your EXP app, the third box down is a blue button. And here's what's going to happen when you click on there. You're going to be invited to have a private conversation to strategize how we could onboard somebody, right? So let's say, for instance, you want to bring in Will, and Will is a player at ABC Company. You're going to get on with a growth director, and that growth director is saying, okay, I'd love to talk to you about Will. What's important to Will, blah, blah. Who needs to be on the call? Well, Will's a luxury agent. He's in Miami, Florida, and he also wants to learn about commercial. Okay, great. Let's get some commercial people. Let's get some luxury people. Okay, let's schedule the call in 24 hours, 48 hours. You get with Will. We'll schedule, and we're going to have a team of people to support Will on the transfer into EXP. And we're going to go over everything that's important to Will. And everyone that he needs to be on there is going to be on there. And then we're going to schedule an appointment. And we're going to go in there. And I will tell you, I am 100% conversion on the whale button. So when you press that button, it's not just you. You're not alone. You're going to have somebody who spends all day long talking to people like Will from that company or those type of companies to help you get that person on board. In fact, there's some people on the call right now that pressed the whale button. I saw Jennifer, she had a recruit, and I had a recruit, and a few other people had recruit, and they were sitting there in the growth section over the Expo Center at EXP, and you don't have to wait for the next big event. Get them, press that whale button, invite somebody, and just start the conversation. Especially if you got 0 or 1, right? Because if you have 0 or 1, it's kind of challenging to go talk to somebody. So let's bring somebody on the call. It's the easiest way to do a 3-way call. Let's game plan for their success.
Real quick,
I love that.
Josue, question for you. The capper, if you're Sue on the chat asked this, if you're already capped. Because I saw this with icons. I saw that the icons went to 30. But if you're already capped, what's the deal? Because I'm looking at mine and I haven't seen that change. But has anybody seen the change if you're capped into the 4 and 5 level?
That's a great question. I think I would look at it. I know it was supposed to start as of November 1st. So I would reach out to someone and ask that question. That's a great question. Because I know they mentioned November 1st.
Okay. All right. I've already asked.
Another thing I like to touch on when we were on that call, when Bobby, you opened up speaking about Jesse. See, I think the biggest issue that people don't understand is that we all are basically created with a 40% blockage of what our body can do. And it's what Jesse was actually trying to say when that Marine Corps, when he was running, is that our minds are telling us that we're done, but our body is not. We're going to be able to, we have to challenge ourselves to overcome those obstacles. And the reason I say this is because I've read these books. I've been following Jesse for a long time. By the way, Living with a SEAL, that was actually David Goggins. He brought David Goggins into his house for 30 days. And he talks about the importance of overcoming obstacles in your life from the beginning to the end and how challenging it is in every single life. And what I love about it is Jesse is a businessman too. So he implements both from his running to his business together. So it's something that I encourage everyone that's really into something like this to read up on it, because it's amazing, man.
Awesome. So RevShare 2.0, again, super simple, easy to figure out.
I see Jen Wade has her hand up.
Yeah, let me jump in there. Like, speaking of running, Jose, some of us are really busy hustling and bustling in EXP, and probably you're a lot like me, where we don't really focus on all the things that EXP offers. And when I went to EXP Con and I learned about the NSA program, the influencer NSA program, which is pretty much just going to help influencers build their downline. So they literally will introduce me to people who are joining EXP that don't have a sponsor, and then I'll meet with them. And I just learned about this program. I get to meet with them, and I get to put them in my downline under someone that doesn't have, or that's interested in growing their downline. So I thought that was phenomenal, and learning also about the all the different ways that EXP is just offering leads to agents. I mean, it's incredible, the institutional certification that they have, the REO certifications that they have. I knew about a few of them already, but just getting in depth and diving deep and getting the details about all these lead generation pillars that EXP is offering agents that are trying to grow in production. I mean, it's just, and meeting the people behind the scenes, right? I mean, it's really phenomenal to see the dedication that EXP is having to the growth of our agents and their sales and their wealth long term. So that was big ahas for me.
Yeah, Josue, I think I heard them say they had 36,000 referrals they gave out last year, and they're looking to double or triple that this year.
It's going to triple. It's going to
triple. You want to
triple.
talk about like the revenues, what that really actually means as a differentiator for our company?
Yeah. Well, with revenues, I had a conversation with Jen and her husband, in reference to this, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think the majority of us on this call are taking advantage of what Revenos is actually offering right now. I know there's a couple of us in this program already. And let me tell you guys, it has been a blessing for Rebecca and I and my team this year alone, because we went from like closing 3 or 4 a month to really like 2 or 3 a month to like 4 to 6 a month now because of Revenos. So our basically our GCI have increased, but also our closing has increased also, because of the referrals that they're giving out. I'll be honest with you, Gil, we were just in the Revenues meeting, a couple of us, we had dinner, and they're looking at right now, we're about to add Equator on. So once we add Equator on, now they're looking at taking, yes, sir, we're bringing Equator back to the Revenues program. Awesome. But this is like Equator 3.0. This is like the new one. And now with Equator, they're looking at bringing in more institutions. So guess what? More institution, more opportunities. So I highly recommend everyone in this call that haven't done it to go out and get their REO and their relocation and revenue certification ASAP.
Yeah, and I think the way to look at this, because I got my certification. That's another cool thing about EXP, right? Like, in a 2-3 hour period, I got my institutional investor certification with Revenos, meaning now I will be considered for receiving all of these listings from these institutions that are looking to get rid of their properties, right? What you need to know about that is anybody on this call want to be like a Veronica Figueroa, right? Somebody who has a big brand, a big market share, and is known like in an area where you drive around. I remember when I first met Veronica, she was the queen of Avalon, right? And you wouldn't drive around Avalon Park without seeing a Fig Team sign, right? This is the way you do it, through getting certified with these listings, because it's not just about like, oh my God, they're going to pay me all this money. Like, the commissions are a little bit less, but it's really about market share and visibility, having your sign everywhere, being like dominating an area, because you're getting so many listings all the time from these institutions. So just think about it that way when you're thinking like, do I want to be like Veronica? Do I want to have massive market share? Do I want to have my name on signs out there so people just call me because I must be the person, right? And that's why you get certified with something like Revenos. Uncle Mike, I see you with your hand up, man. Get yourself in here.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm in here. Y'all, so I know we've talked about Jesse Itzler. I told you I was super excited about him. I mentioned him on the Gap Mastermind as we were heading into EXPCon. So I'm glad everybody got a chance to experience him, because he is phenomenal. I won't go too deep into it, but Bobby mentioned it earlier, like the show that he put on, the story that he weaved, bringing the DJ on. I've never seen a keynote speaker have a soundtrack to the story that he's giving from the stage. and it hit so hard. It's just so good. But man, I'd be remiss if Will Guidara wasn't mentioned. Will Guidara is, he's a restaurateur. He runs the #1 restaurant in the world, 11 Madison Park in New York City. And man, he talked about his book, Unreasonable Hospitality. I downloaded it immediately. I have I downloaded it on Audible immediately. I have only an hour left to go. I'm almost done with it already. Pages of notes, just amazing. So Will Guidara talked about, the difference between the service that we provide, excuse me, the service that we provide versus the hospitality that we provide. And he believes that service is what we do, but hospitality is how we make people feel. And there's a way to blend the two. They're not mutually exclusive. And he talked about some of the things that they did from their rise from the bottom really to the top. The grind that he put into the work. And interestingly enough, he even brings up specifically real estate agents and says, insurance agents, real estate agents, like anybody in these industries can learn from these tools and tips that I'm going to share. And so, man, I have so many ideas on how I want to implement a lot of the things that he talked about, especially with me having my Disney background. Like, it was just resonating with me immediately. So I'm going to get a pretty high ROI on that portion alone. But yes, and kudos to all of the other stuff that you guys are saying.
Amazing. Veronica Figueroa, I think if you want to unmute yourself, because she's trying to raise her hand apparently.
I don't know why my button's not working. I don't know if can you guys hear me okay? Because I'm not having the best Wi-Fi.
Yep.
So I'm gonna kind of kick in Mama Bear style and just kind of do somewhat of a visual recap. I want to give a big shout out to Jenny, who put together this beautiful curated deck for you guys. If you guys are in some of the chats, you may have seen that she shared it. Some of you guys have already shared it. Actually, it's kind of going viral within EXP. So big shout out to Jenny for putting this together. She's like the unicorn behind the scenes. So I want to thank her for that. I'm going to share my screen real quick. If you guys have not already downloaded this, I highly encourage you guys to do so. Let's keep the momentum going. There is so much excitement around some of the things that you guys are hearing, but like, this is actually a way for you to put it out there, and it will serve a lot of purpose. It'll really keep the momentum, the excitement going. For those who did not participate, they'll be able to see, and it's a really cool recap. So you guys can use this. Jenny, I think that they can update some of the photos if they want to insert themselves, if I'm not mistaken. But one of the big announcements that I'm really proud of is, first of all, it was in Miami. It was in our home state. And for those of us who are from Florida, it's kind of like, I know we have partners that are outside of Florida, but those of us who are from Florida, we hope that we showed you a good time. Second of all, to me, it was the best EXPCon that we've ever had. And I want to give credit, because you see this where the pros go to grow. I know Gil was in the room, and I think Carlos was in the room. I don't know who else was in the room. This slogan, believe it or not, I want to give credit where credit has not been given. Not that we need it, but there's certain people who contribute behind the scenes that don't, they don't need credit. They don't want credit. But I remember, guys, this slogan came from last year when about 100 of us got in a room with Glenn, Leo, leadership, and we said, who are we? Who do we want to be? Especially with so much happening in our industry, so many, like new companies, as we know, rev share is no longer, it's no longer something like, oh, we offer rev share. Like, wait, your company doesn't? So at this point, it's like, come on now. That we pioneered that, right? As you should. But we said that's no longer who we are. That's no longer our value proposition. Who are we as a company? And you had some of the best producers, some of the best coaches, some of the best leaders, some of the best and most proven practitioners says, who are we really at EXP? And when we broke this down, it came down to like, this is where the A players want to be, where the pros want to be. Like, nobody wants to play on the bottom feeder team. You know, everybody dreams of playing for the Yankees. Everybody dreams of playing for, other than Gil, who wants to play for the Magic, you know, everybody dreams of playing for like the Lakers or the Bulls or that winning championship team, right? And because I love him so much, I'm going to say he's representing our home team. But it came down to, we are where the pros go. If you look at who's joining EXP, forget about who's leaving. Think about who's joining. The best practitioners, the best, you know, brokers, team leaders, individuals, top producers. When they look at it from a business perspective, it came down to, in that room, where the pros go. And then, of course, everybody added their flair. They go to grow, or they come to grow their business, or where you want to be a pro, you surround yourself with pros. So I'm going to start off with this slide because I'm very proud to acknowledge that that came from our group, from Global Alliance, from a round table discussion. And I'm not being biased, but I'm going to be biased. It actually came from my husband, who doesn't even know I'm giving him credit. He's not even on this call. But the fact that that slogan was all over, and we represent that. Over $197 million in rev share was paid out last year. 109, I'm sorry, was it this year alone? Just this year alone, over $197 million. You know why rev share is paid? Because people produce. Rev share is paid because people produce. There's no production, there's no rev share, bottom line. But I'm so proud that we start off with that slogan, and it is the theme of our future. It is where the pros go, and that's where I want to be at. So Jenny, thank you for starting off with that slide. The second slide that I'm really, really proud about is this one. Like, this one makes my heart so excited. You guys heard about Canva, and I'm going to touch base on that slide in a second, because some people were mocking it, saying, oh my God, that's a $12 saving. You know, that's only a this. We used to pay $7,000 for Canva Pro Enterprise because we had, you know, we were using that at scale, and then we were able to find a way to reduce it. But at the end of the day, whether you're saving $600 or $12, that's a big deal when the company's saying, we got you. And to integrate it with the company resources, plus what you already have in your resources, plus with AI, plus with real estate component, guys, that's a big deal. We're going to talk about that slide. But this slide here, the power of Sisu. First of all, I am so excited about this, because if you're looking to grow your business, that means you're measuring your business. You're going to be able to track your business. You're able to run your business like professionals do. You'll be able to see things in your business that transparency is going to set you up like a pro. I started this with thinking like a pro, acting like a pro, and being like the A players. And I'm going to share my screen real quick one more time. And I'm going to share with you guys, give you complete transparency of what we do. And we use Sisu, and Sisu is a significant savings, especially if you're a team leader, especially if you're someone who's looking to grow your business, guys. Sisu will give you a complete dashboard of everything. You can integrate it with Dotloop. You can integrate it with your Gmail. You can see year to date as a CEO snapshot. You can see where your vendors, where your business is coming from, who you're sending business to, your revenue streams coming in the next 15 days, 30 days, 60 days. You want to play like a pro. You're going to run your business like a pro. And EXP has invested in this partnership. And I just am so proud of this company, because guess what? This relationship came because one of us from Global Alliance, again, brought this to the table and said to EXP, take a look at this. Take a look at this. We need to continue to be the 800-pound gorilla. Forget about all the naysayers. Forget about this. Like, let's build partnerships that matter, that can set us up for success. And Sisu is a game changer, especially if you're looking to take your business to the next level and be able to run it like a business. So that's another slide that I wanted to share with you guys, that I'm super excited. And I'm going to run through this slide deck, like I said, that Jenny put together for us, just so you guys can really have a clear recap and share this recap and brag. I want to see this all over social media. Obviously, you see the Pro, Canva Pro. Some of the questions were like, what if you have it? You know, what do you do? I believe it's going to start December 1st. Jenny has already reached out to Canva, and they celebrated the partnership, I believe, Jenny, and says, hey, this is how it's going to work. Maybe she could chime in a couple seconds and clarify that for us.
Hi, guys. Absolutely. December 6th, I added it on there on the template. Is when they roll out Canva. There's a specific rep that is handling the partnership. and it's going to be a smooth transition. I think it's just on the back end, and then you keep all your files and all your logins just the same. So it should be really, really cool.
That's awesome. That was my question. I was like, I have all this stuff already on mine. Like,
Oh,
I,
no.
And he's already gotten in it, reached out because we were like, let's get the savings, whatever savings we can get. Times are tough right now. I don't care if it's a $12 Starbucks or $600 a year. Think about it. And by the way, going back to Sisu, Sisu is a 12,000 minimum savings. Guys, put that in perspective. $12,000 for those of us who are using it minimum. And you just got a version. Of course, there's an upgraded version, but you've got the basic version for you for free through what you pay in your membership. Big deal. Big, big deal. And I'm happy to bring on Brian, the CEO of Sisu, who's a personal friend of mine, onto the Global Alliance and his team to talk about how I promise you Sisu will help you grow your business. I guarantee you that. Okay. And I'm going to personally reach out and make sure that I bring him on. I'm super giddy about this. I'm personally taking responsibility to see that every single person that I know at EXP maximizes this opportunity that they have with Sisu. It's a leaderboard. It's going to be fun. I want to see it at the Global Alliance office. You know, we could actually like share and flex our Sisus. Like, show me your Sisu. I'll show you my Sisu. Like, I want us to leverage this as it's a gamification to make it fun. And there's so many more enhancements that are going to come to this from a recruiting standpoint to growing your business. So stay tuned for more. Big deal. We also just acquired Lux VT. This is a huge value proposition, especially as you know, they're putting a lot of emphasis in luxury. For those of you who have already signed up for EXP Luxury, game changer, that a beautiful gala. I'm sorry I couldn't be there because I couldn't be in 20 million places at one time, but like they went all out. What they're doing, I mean, to acquire Lux VT and the beautiful curated listing presentation, the boxes, everything that you get. And if you're a team and you are a luxury team, you pay a $2,500 membership, but guys, your team members can get it at a reduced price. I took advantage, and some of my luxury agents, while at EXPCon, were able to get it for $750 for the entire year. And I've made it to where on my team, if you qualify, I pay that. I invest that in you because I believe in you. And I see you going out there slinging some higher price points. So get involved, dive into the resources. You're going to be blown away. Next one is obviously we got a brand new website. We were long overdue for a refresh. But what's really cool about this website that I'm super excited about, a lot of us were part of the beta and we were able to give feedback. If you're on there, you're going to start seeing top producers. As you see top producers on it, it's going to be real live rankings. This is your chance to show off. Go out. As you continue to produce, this will be a real rolling, let's say, recognition tool for you. As you're crushing it, guess what? The company's going to edify you. It's going to showcase you. You should be proud of that because go into our EXPCon, thing to see where we rank. But now it's even going to be in another place where you could show out, show up, and just celebrate your people. But the site is clean. It's sleek. Again, where the pros go to grow, guys. That's Global Alliance. And I don't know if you guys know, but the Global Alliance has more executives and more leaders in our executive suite and our leadership team that were born or recruited or connected because of this group. You guys have access to leaders at the top. We are so blessed and lucky to know that we have a voice and a seat at the table. And if you want a louder voice, I personally want to make sure that I help you, I push you, and I know Gil and Bobby and Carlos and Vincent and everybody here wants to say for you because you guys are the generation of leaders that are going to change this company. Second, the icon incentive, which, Bobby and Gil just touch base on. Production is recruiting. Production is attraction, and you deserve to be rewarded. The fact that now icons, you get every single level open. I mean, game changer for you guys. There's no restrictions. Just go do what you do, produce, and you will be rewarded. This should be something you guys should be calling anybody who is a producer and saying, no hurdles. No, we've heard you. No more hurdles, no more objections. Just go produce and go attract other producers and watch that mailbox money just come. Watch that passive income just come. And we talk too much about changing lives and getting rich or the next Brent Gove. What about that car payment? What if I could just buy you a car today? If I could buy you a car today, if if I could buy you a car today, would you appreciate this company a little bit more? I was just talking to Josh Starnes, who's one of the top agents on our team, and all he is a professional inviter to our sales meeting, a professional inviter to the opportunity every once in a while. When we have meetings on our team, we have more leads than what we have agents. Doesn't matter, if they join or not. He's just a professional inviter. And guess what? He says, V, rev share hit different. It was his first time he actually took rev share serious. I said, what was it? He says, I'm a single dad. Gymnastics is expensive. That's an $800 check that I got that I wasn't expecting. See, so many of you guys are like, the next Brenko, the next this. Let's just put this in perspective. What if we could just pay your mortgage payment? What if we could just pay your car payment? What if we could just pay your grocery bill? Because we know that's expensive nowadays. Guys, Icon Incentive Program now allows you to stop looking at people as a number. Just go help people build their business while you build your business and be blessed with the abundance that comes with this company. Because don't forget, we pioneered this model and we will continue to make it better. So I got 2 more slides. Last but not least, revenue share capping, fast cap program. I will tell you, this has been tested, and going back to Sisu and fast cap and Brian Ellington behind the scenes did multiple beta tests, and the average agent prior to not being in the fast cap program that were in other coaching programs did about 2 deals in their 90 days. Once they were proven and put into the Sisu and the unique coaching program that was designed for fast cap and EXP, the average went up to 3.9 transactions in 90 days. So fast cap is a game changer. I need every single one of you guys to get involved in there. Why did my screen go away?
Because Leo just jumped in here, and I actually interviewed Leo, and Leo said, you know what? I said, Leo, you guys announced so many cool things. What was the number one thing you announced? Can you guys see Leo on the screen?
Yes.
I said, what is the number one thing you're the most proud of? And I thought it would be worth just hearing. It's a minute video. Here's what he had to say.
That came out of EXPCon. But FastCap, you might have missed this. I want you to hear the results from the people that just went through FastCap from the man, Leo.
So FastCap's probably the thing I'm most excited about. It's a 6-week accountability course. It's completely included. There's no additional fees. It's virtual, so you don't have to go anywhere. We're going to start launching it up to 3 times a month. But out of the first official group, not the beta, we had over 660 agents sign up. And the average results of all the participants were 4.1 appointments with 2 signed agreements, either buyer agreements or listing agreements. Wow. Now, for the folks that actually did all the minimum requirements, because we have minimum requirements, the average appointments were 6.8. Jeez. And the average signed executed agreements were 3.8. So these are for brand new agents who have no experience before, who just did it. And in order to execute on all this, I had Sisu built as a custom version of Sisu. And the agents liked it so much, we decided to give that version to every single agent at EXP.
It's incredible, man. And that's just a few of the announcements that came out.
And by the way, the first question I had after that was, how long was that period? Was that like 6 months? Was that 12 months? 90 days. That program in 90 days got that result, right? And even those people who didn't even do all the work had 2.1 signatures on buyers or listing agreements. And then obviously you saw the people who actually did more work got even better results. I was super excited to have conversations with people over the weekend about like, hey, I've got something that will help you. Right? I have something I can put you in, I can get you advanced and put you in our fast cap program to be able to be a capper here at EXP and start moving you towards the icon. So for anyone who is thinking about like, how do I bring somebody on? How do I invite them? You just invite them and you let them know, hey, here are all the tools, here are all the resources. And it was just a blessing to kind of see Leo take such an interest in every single agent basically in the world. It's like, I want everyone to do one, right? So
yeah,
incredible.
Leo is an agent first at heart. He was just like us. He started in this business super scrappy, young kid, and here he is today. And he's all about production, guys. He's all about you going out there and building your business. So this is why this is so easy for him to just become passionate about. I'm gonna finish my recap and then you guys can take over. EXP Access, exclusive market listings. Guys, if you are not leveraging Revenos, the solutions. You heard it earlier today. And don't go into these programs thinking like, well, what's the commission? Does it make sense? Think about your business at scale, market share. Every top agent that I know has multiple streams of lead sources. No one lead source is no one lead source is the holy grail. You have to know that when it's rainy days, sometimes you're just going to have to tap into other lead sources. Get involved with all these things. I made a promise to my team this year. At the beginning of the year, part of our business plan was to go all in with all the resources that EXP has to offer. 183 assignments later, over 18 listings, and you know, like that came, and it takes time, but the relationships. Now they just launched a new program with the iBuyer program with Terrence. Like there's so many new opportunities while you're still building your sphere, your farm, your normal prospecting based business. These are things that can add. I always call them like sprinkle on top. So please don't miss out on these things. Stay informed and dive into the resources that you have instead of being distracted with all the noise out there. Of course, global expansion. I think we have Eli on the call who's going to talk a little bit also about some exciting things about Puerto Rico. Guys, if you can mute yourself if you're not the one speaking, this would be great. We just announced Turkey, Peru, and Egypt. And then we have some more countries coming and some exciting announcements in some countries that were long overdue for some changes. But before I even bring on anyone to talk about the changes in Puerto Rico, I want to give a big shout out to Pedro, who is the country leader for the Dominican Republic, which, by the way, is part of our amazing global alliance. He's leading the way. We're so proud of him. He has shown up. He has turned that country around. And to my brother from another mother, Eli, who has helped make some amazing changes also to Puerto Rico. And I'm going to have him also hopefully chime in and talk about that. But before I say anything else about all these countries, I want to give another shout out. For the very first time at EXPCon, we had a Spanish track. It was in Spanish, and we're going to see a lot more Spanish speaking things, tracks, education. And I want to highlight Rebecca Soto for being the visionary, the one who helped execute this. Not only did she select the classes, she helped curate the content, the speakers. Guys, we are the collective group of leaders that are helping push this company forward. We're not out there saying, join our group because we're the best group. We are the best group that's actually leading the way and bringing forth leaders. And I just want to say how proud I am of Rebecca, how proud I am of all of you guys, but specifically Rebecca, what you did for the Spanish track, the quality of speakers that you put together. I am honored to watch you lead. I am honored to call you a friend, a mentor, a sister, and just blown away by what you're doing also to impact not only the company nationally, but globally. So I just wanted to take that time to say that, and just where the pros grow, that's who we are. And Jenny did state that the algorithm is liking this turned into a reel versus still photos, and I'll let her kind of chime in on that. And last but not least, before I bring Eli up and whoever is going to speak, and I know Jennifer, Veronica Weir, you have a comment. One of my favorite takeaways was the comment that Chantel, who used to be the former owner of Canzel Realty, who was a copycat, was one of the first copycats of EXP. She has now partnered with EXP, and she is an amazing human being. She is a leader, and she is a humble leader. But what I love the most that she said, she realized, Nancy, if you could mute yourself, please, or let's mute Nancy, thank you. What I love that she said in the most humble way, she says, I saw what EXP did and I thought I could duplicate it. I went out there and she did an impressive thing. She opened in 20 states and had thousands of agents, but she realized how hard this was. And, you know, when you think about the competition and you think about what's out there, she says, you know, one of the things that I recognize and why I respect EXP so much is because if you think about the people who study counterfeit, when you think about the study of counterfeit money, the Treasury doesn't train the counterfeit professionals to study the counterfeit. What they do is they study the real deal. They know the dollar bills so well. They know every section, every crevice, every bump, every gloss, every texture, everything about it. They know it so well that when they do see a counterfeit, they can immediately, instantly, they have the discernment to know It's not the real thing. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right in my, I have a hunch. She says, and when I realized that EXP was the real thing, and I realized that they're not focused on the competition. They're not focused on the counterfeit. They're just focused on being the real deal. That is why I'm obsessed with this company, because I want to be like the counterfeit specialist of the treasury. I don't care about the noise. I just want to know everything about how awesome our company is and go deeper and deeper and deeper, that I can spot a counterfeit when it doesn't set right with me, when it ain't my currency. So I spoke a lot. I'm going to shut up. I love you guys. I'm passionate. And back to you, Gil. Oh, make sure you get Eli and everyone else on.
Honestly, there were so many incredible things. I think it's hard to kind of even touch on all of them. But like, I think I want you guys to actually even see our actual site. Like, our site is no longer some page that's not uninteractive. I've actually put the wrong page. That's just me. Sorry. I want to share with you guys what our new page looks like so you guys can see how cool this is. Because the truth of the matter is that everything's leveling up. We're coming into 2025, and I saw some stats on what happens after election, right? So in the last 11 elections, 8 out of the last elections, home sales have risen. But out of the last 11 elections, home prices have always risen. We're coming into an incredible market. We're coming into an opportunity where we need to actually step up and take advantage of our power as the #1 brokerage in the world. And the company's put us in this position, and this is, my local one, so it's showing one of my markets that I'm in right now. But you can see how beautiful our website is and how we've leveled up. And all of you guys have this site. Don't forget, you always put your first name and your last name .exprealty.com, and you're going to have access to your page, and your page is going to have, your sell page and find your home and all the incredible dashboards in there. And you can always log in there and look at your KV core behind that. So there's just so many cool tools that are available for you guys at EXP that you got to really plug in. And I'm going to tell you that if there was ever a time to kind of look at the university campus that's available, and if you don't know how to get there, just Google it. I think one of the EXP's most beautiful things, you can Google anything with EXP. They make an announcement, they put it up there. So like, I looked at the FastCap program and I put EXP Realty FastCap program, and there it was, right? So if you want to find out what classes we're going, just go EXP Realty calendar, and you're going to see all our calendars that are being done. There's like 10, 13 classes. Some of those classes are being taught by icons that are, the best of the best 7-figure agents throughout the world. And there's always something to plug in. In your downtime, like, I want us all to make a commitment to level up and be ready for the prosperity of 2025 is about to gift those who are ready, right? So knock out your certifications, plug in, go to the universities, make sure that you are seeing all of the opportunities that are available for you to be able to take your unfair share of the marketplace. And through that, you're going to be very attractive, and it's going to allow you to build a rev share organization or add to it. I want to leave it up for anybody who wants to add in anything before we go. We got a couple more minutes.
I think Eli was going to hop on, right? Eli was going to hop on.
I don't know if he's on, but I know Veronica Weir had a comment, and I'm not sure if Eli's still on.
And I want to jump in quick.
Veronica Weir, mute yourself.
There you go.
Hi.
Hey, we got you now.
I just want to say this was my first EXPCon. I've already signed up for next year, 2025, ready to go. One of the things that I was able to do is I was able to escape for Bobby's lunch, investor luncheon. And I almost didn't go because I didn't want to miss the last part of the general session. I'm so glad I got to see Jesse. But one of the things that I wrote down, and I didn't know how impactful it was going to be until the end of EXPCon, and just kind of like, I'm going to bring it right back around to where Veronica left off, was he said that wealth is an area of study. And so going back to what Gil and what Veronica and probably everybody here is trying to say is that we have so many resources not just with EXP University, but with our leadership and the people that we have access to within our global alliance, that there is no reason not to make a tremendous amount of money in 2025. There are just way too many ways to do it. And we absolutely have to plug in. So I just wanted to say that Will also, Mike, you mentioned Will, he kind of really drove it home with Unreasonable Hospitality. And what made it stick for me was deepening those experiences, not just with our clients, but with the agents that we're doing business with. The people that we have in our downlines, uplines, whatever, that is going to be the game changer to building long-lasting retention and attrition. So just want to talk about that.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you, girl. We love you.
Already signed up for the next one.
Can I add?
I'm trying to decide what bundle I want to take advantage of. Do I want to go to Barcelona or do I want to go to one of those other places? Mike,
somebody wants to add something real quick.
I want to jump in.
Michael, can we give some?
Quick.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead.
Handle.
I think there was someone that had their hand up before. Rebecca, was that you or?
No, it was me. I just wanted to add. Sorry, guys. I just wanted to add a really, really quick note about the carousel. It is very important. Don't let that content on your phone go to die. You don't need to make the perfect reel. Now, as of August, you can post 20 different videos of mini clips on the carousel. And the reason why Instagram is doing that is because of re-engagement. If you post a carousel and people scroll past your post, it will show it to them again in a different part of the carousel. So you have 2 chances to get in front of people now with your content. So take that cover and make it really nice, but then add all the stuff that you have in your camera roll. Don't let it go to die. Keep adding every day and post something new. That's all I wanted to say.
Good stuff.
Mikey? I want to say that Jenny Berger is absolutely friggin' amazing. I want to say that for everybody to hear, okay? Because that woman is, goodness gracious. God bless you.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you, guys.
Yes, absolutely. But real quick, man, I would be absolutely remiss if I didn't mention the freaking attraction script off challenge. Veronica, you held it down. You had the boxing gloves on. Yo, man, y'all were like, John Pugh knocked it out of the freaking park. He is smooth as butter. Okay. But if you guys missed that one, man, he's just good. He's just so good. But one of the things I heard Brent Gove say in a different session, the session that came right after that, it was the attraction through events. Brent Gove said, and that's what makes it official. Okay. Brent Gove said, take the word downline out of your vocabulary. It's your rev share organization. It's the partners it's the agents that you're partnering with, your agent partners. We are no longer uplining and downlining this thing because it makes people feel like a number. And he said it was like nails on a chalkboard. All EXPCon, everybody kept on talking about downline. He said, stop it. So I just wanted to mention that because, that comes from Jefe, right? So let's adopt that.
Love it. Rebecca, let's bring it home with you, babe.
Real quick, I'm so excited to have had the opportunity to put on the classes, and I saw the need. And of course, we've known that we've needed to have Spanish classes offered at EXP, but did you know that we already have an expert care in Espanol? So I just wanted to highlight this because this is something that you can leverage when you're thinking of that next agent that wants to come into the company. We do have the expert care desk, which gives 24 hours a day, 7 days a week service. And by the way, guilty admission, I was up at 2:00 in the morning one night just doing stuff. I go into the world because I needed to find out something real quick. And there was someone who says, hi, Rebecca, how can I help you? And I was like, oh, shoot, there's someone in here. And so they are working round the clock. The expert care en Espanol is from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. That's still a great long day. So if you have somebody that needs help, or if you yourself needs help, I mean, this is a great tool. They're also doing onboarding training every week, week after week, and they do the world tour. We're going to keep expanding. I know that we need more classes in Espanol, and it's coming. So I was so excited about the turnout. Brian's already asked me to go ahead and organize this for next year again. So I'm super excited to be able to help out. It's not about me getting on that stage. I'm putting our agents, my personal, agents on the stage that have a skill that they have perfected, and they are giving you their playbooks. Those classes that happened, oh my God, they couldn't get enough. So if you didn't get to go this year, please get your early bird ticket now. And payment plan. You can do this. You can be there next year, next year, and enjoy this, because this is going to get you re-inspired, reignited, and continue the growth. So that's all I got.
Rebecca, on that same note, as we close out, and Gil, I'm sure you'll have some closing words. I think it's important, guys, if you want to be on stage, if you want to say, I want my shot, it's got to start by signing up. Okay. And now you have you got 6 months to perfect your presentation, or to really master a craft, or to really show out and show interest, because the speakers that were selected, they actually came because your peers nominated you, or it was someone that saw. So if you have this desire, says, I want to be next, I want to be the next Mike Collier emceeing, or I want to be the one selected for this, or I want to be the one, let us know, but start by taking the first step, saying, I'm committed to going. I know some of you have already committed to Barcelona. Some of you have already committed to Montreal. Some of you have said, I'm going to all three. If I do anything next year, I'm going to all three. The referrals that come out of this, guys, you guys are who they want to see on stage. And if you notice this year, it was a lot of new talent that you guys had not seen, but these are players who have been here for a long time and finally got their shot. And guess what? I saw leaders that I was blown away. So I hope it's you next year. So Gil, I'm passing it on to you. Close us out.
Yeah, I'm inspired to see the best of you, right? And that just starts with a decision of you saying, you know what, it's my time, right? You're in the best company in the world, and it just takes you to just say, you know what? I'm going to be in everything. I'm going to be involved. I'm going to make sure that any downtime I am listening to the university. And by the way, I'm pretty sure some of those classes or the day sessions were are already on YouTube, so you can probably go watch them. They were streaming inside of the workplace. So just stay connected. Your iPhone, you connect it every single night because you want that to be charged up. Make sure you're connected and you're charged up, and be a leader in your marketplace and get your unfair share of business. I'll see you guys all next week. Take care. Be well.
Bye, everyone.
Adios.
Adios.
Let's go. Let's grow.
Pros go to grow. Thank you, Tony.